Mighty Braves band as they play the CHS alma
Good
mater.
evening and welcome to Nevada, Texas, to Community High School, where the Paris Wildcats get ready to wrap up the regular season against the Community Braves. I'm Stephen Johnston, joined alongside Evan Brazil here for week 11 of Wildcat football. And you know what, Evan, we're just here to have a good time, really, because the Paris Wildcats, during their bye week, punched their playoff ticket. Just the way that things fell in the district just so happened to be the way that the Paris Wildcats needed it to go. So win, lose, draw like the Cowboys and Packers, it doesn't matter. You're in the 4 seed, and we know who the playoff opponent is as well, and that's going to be Dallas Lincoln.
Absolutely, Stephen. And, you know, despite tonight's game not including any playoff implications, I won't hear that it doesn't matter. You've got seniors on that Community Braves team. This is the last meaningful football for some of them they'll ever play in their lives, so can expect them to be showing out tonight. Yeah, they'll bring their best that they've brought all season long. Now, it's been a tough year for Community. They're 1-8 on the season. Paris Wildcats currently sitting at 5-4. And, you know, there are some interesting storylines to this game despite nothing happening on the playoff front. And one of those is the number of records that could be set here tonight for the Paris Wildcats, 3 of which coming on the offensive side of the ball. Tyler Heath is 232 yards away from setting the school's single-season passing record, one that he set a year ago as a sophomore. The other, with 3 passing touchdowns, he will reset the passing touchdown record in a single season. He currently sits at 23. The record is 25. And then the other is Keyshawn Roberts, needs 10 receptions. Now, that's tough in a single game. 10 receptions to break KV Washington's record from last year of single-season receptions. He had 48 last year. Keyshawn Roberts currently sits at 39. So for Keyshawn, it might take the playoff run as well. But nonetheless, for Tyler Heath, 232 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, that is highly doable.
Absolutely, and on the part of Tyler Heath, you know, he's a guy who really has the chance to go out tonight, only a junior, and kind of cement himself as one of the best quarterbacks in school history. We've seen him this season make play after play in big scenarios, and we'll look to see him show out tonight.
100%, and as far as Tyler Heath goes, with 357 total yards, he will reach 5,000 yards for his career. Now, we talk about single season, let's talk about career. 5,000 yards is a lot, right? Well, Quez Allen holds the record at 10,000. So it's kind of like you feel like you've done so much, and it's like, golly, I'm going to be a senior and I'm only halfway there. And by the way, Quez Allen, of course, now a coach on the staff for the Paris Wildcats, so that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, you know, Quez was a dual threat. He could throw for 250 in a game, and then you look up and he's ran for another 100 plus. And so in case you're wondering, how does a guy get to 10,000 yards? Well, Quez did it by playing as a freshman, getting on the field as a freshman, full-time starter as a sophomore, whereas the first handful of games for Paris, Tyler Heath was splitting time. And then, of course, a monster junior year, monster senior year for Quez, and fully expect a monster night tonight for Tyler Heath. That is, unless the run game just absolutely takes off for the Paris Wildcats, which is also possible. Captains on the field for the Paris Wildcats for the coin toss: Cam Floyd, Keyshawn Roberts, Boots Harper, and Chris Garcia. A quadrant of seniors, and they have flipped the coin, and we'll get the result of that. And looks like Community wins the toss, and they have deferred to the second half, as they should, as everybody should. And so we will get to see Tyler Heath and the Paris Wildcats up first. Heath also standing on the sideline with Davian Harrison, a couple of captains as well, gives a fist bump to the official, heads back to the sideline, and we are about to have our nation's anthem, and then we will get this thing kicked off from community.
Stand if able. And gentlemen, remove your hats. It's almost game time in Brave Stadium. Before the national anthem, your attention please as we pause for our student-led prayer provided this evening by Alex Peckham. Alex is a sophomore at Community High School. He is a soccer student athlete and on the leadership board for the Jesus Club here at CHS. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Peckham.
All right, let's bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for bringing us together tonight. For the players, the coaches, the families, and here to support this game. We may not be on the field, but we're a part of this moment. And we're thankful to be here as one community. We pray for safety over every player out here. Keep them protected, focused, and strong. Keep them playing with heart and respect for their team and the opponents and themselves. Remind us all that this game is more than just a score. It's about teamwork, growth, and having each other's back, no matter what. Bless this night, the game ahead, and everybody here. In Jesus' name we say, amen. Go Braves.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Community Independent School District, we take this time to recognize and honor the commitment made by the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces in protecting our freedom around the world. To honor America, the Community High School Mighty Brave Marching Band will perform our national anthem.
All right, and thank you so much to the community band for leading us in our nation's anthem. Both teams headed to their special teams huddles, and we are getting ready to get this one underway from Nevada Community High School. And, you know, I just want to take the moment to say that the people here in community at Nevada, they have been incredibly accommodating. All right, they are well aware they don't have the biggest facility on the planet and everything of that sort, but man, they worked so tremendously and diligently with us to make sure that our broadcast could happen, that we were made to feel comfortable and right at home. And I just wanted to take a second to commend them and let them know it's greatly appreciated. With that, teams are on the field. Tonight's game presented by our presenting sponsors, Texas Furniture and Appliance and Red River Credit Union. Thank you guys so very much as we are ready to kick this one away. High short kick taken by Baby J. He'll cut back inside and be dropped right around the 32-yard line, and that's where the Paris Wildcats will start this opening drive, led by quarterback Tyler Heath. Kickoff sponsor tonight, Stephen Walker, Paris injury attorney. Thank you so much to Stephen Walker for being a part of Paris Game Day. It's greatly appreciated. And a couple of things to note, Evan, is we got to pay attention to who's in the backfield. Talking about whether it's Aldrin Gill, whether it's Gio Dawson. We might see some Keyshawn Roberts back there as well. Right now, Gill starts as the back, goes in motion. And it's a straight quarterback draw with Tyler Heath. How about that for a little wrinkle to get things started?
And I mean, everyone came into this game expecting Tyler Heath to have a monster performance, putting the ball in his hands right away. I think it's going to be a big night for the man standing in the backfield, Aldrin Gill. Look for him to have a breakout performance this evening.
100% agree with that. 2nd down and 8. Man comes in motion. There's the pop pass to Keyshawn Roberts, and Roberts is going to be near the 1st down marker. He'll come up about 2 or 3 yards short. Sets up 3rd down and short for the Paris Wildcats. And by the way, that goes as a reception. We're down to 9 for Keyshawn for that school record.
Brave Nation from the 40-yard line, 3rd and 2.
3rd down and 2 for the Paris Wildcats. They've ran 2 essentially run plays. One will go down as a pass. Gill the back in the backfield. There's the snap. Community bringing pressure, rolls out of the pocket, plenty of room to run, has the 1st down and a lot more. There goes Tyler Heath, and he will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Paris Wildcats, an early 7-0 lead.
Tyler Heath on the carry. Into the touchdown, into the end zone, touchdown Wildcats.
So the extra point coming out, James Mitchell, left-footed kicker. And James Mitchell has had a really good and consistent year, especially from this extra point mark. There's the snap. Harper with the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 7-0. Paris with the early lead from Nevada. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks. I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you going to clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you going to clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
That's received for the Braves.
And we are back here on Game Day. The Paris Wildcats, they score on 3 plays. And they get ready to kick off to Nevada. To Community. Excuse me. We're in Nevada.
Mitchell set to kick.
Mitchell, the left-footed kicker, set to send this one away. Community has a pair back deep, and Mitchell launches it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And the Paris Wildcat defense, led by Chris Garcia, well over 100 tackles. As a matter of fact, I think he has 123 on the season.
Ball will be spotted at the 25.
Wonder where we're at on Chris Garcia and the single-season school record for tackles.
Yeah, no, I will say this. That's something I'm going to have to ask Coach Hohenberger about, because you talk about a school that has spit out some linebackers over the years. Jordan Williams, Dre McKinney, TK Gray. I mean, the list really goes on and on. I don't have time to list all of them. As Community, they'll come out of the shotgun, man in motion, hand off, coming left, and there's Garcia with first contact, and then Marquise Shelton and a gang of Paris Wildcats clean it up, but a good gain on 1st down for Community.
And that, from the perspective of Community, that's going to be the way you stay in this game. If you can control the ball and limit Paris's opportunities on offense. That's really going to be your only path to victory tonight.
Ron T. Wilson, the back in the backfield with Callaway, quarterback. And they're going to go 4 wide, and this is a matchup where Paris certainly isn't afraid to just go man-to-man across the board. You've got Garcia lined up on the edge, and there he is. He and Cam Floyd bring the ball carrier down.
On the tackle by the Wildcats,
And he lines up on the edge on consecutive snaps. Almost blew up the run play on the previous down, and now, 3rd and 10 if you're Community. Feels like 3rd and a million. See what they can put together on 3rd down.
And so Keyston Wallace playing that Mike position that Chris Garcia had traditionally played all year. Garcia was the defensive end a year ago and had a great productive season. Here, Community had 2nd and 5 after the TFL. 3rd down and 10. Out of the gun, fake the handoff, Garcia pressure, and this one will fall incomplete and bring up 4th down and 10. Community will be forced to punt. And now we've clock operator let a few extra ticks run off on that one up on the board. But nonetheless, it'll be Red Finch back to receive the punt for Paris. And now we have a false start, as that was a long time for them to be set. So back them up 5. It'll be 4th and 15 for Community. And I tell you what, look, you look around this stadium, I'm going to continue giving Community their props, and now they're running the clock again. It was an income. It should still not be running on their end, but solid punt. It's going to bounce around midfield and be taken around the 40-yard line. And that's where Paris will come out.
Into Wildcat territory. Spun the ball at the 41. From there, 1st and 10, Paris.
Leading 7-0 following Tyler Heath's long touchdown run. And Evan, so what I was saying about Community, they're 1-8. Paris, got a feeling they're going to win this one tonight, right? But you look around this stadium, and it's full. Now, it's not the biggest stadium in the world, but nonetheless, they came out to support their kids on senior night. Handoff, Gill. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, pick up 1 yard. And now Gill will join 4 receivers on the right side as Fabian Brown, the lone receiver on the left, and they're going to throw a quick screen out to Gill. And that might be Roberts going down the sideline, and it's an easy score for the Paris Wildcats. And that is Keyshawn Roberts.
Keyshawn Roberts, touchdown Wildcats.
And depending on what happens when you take a look back at that one, if it's a backwards pass, it'll go for a long rushing touchdown. If it's a forward pass, it's his 2nd of the night. I don't know what you saw on that one.
It looked like it was a little bit backwards, and that's going to bring Tyler Heath 70 yards closer to the school record.
Extra point brought to you by Lone Star Collision Center, up and good. So with 7:50 on the clock, 14-0, Paris leading Community here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
back on game day as the Paris Wildcats getting ready to kick off. Thank you guys so very much for joining us and supporting your local high school athletes. As you come in on Facebook, be sure that you follow the Paris Game Day page. Give the game a share so that the community can know where to watch Paris Wildcat football. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure that you subscribe. Man, we cover games from all over East Texas on the YouTube channel. As Mitchell once again boots this one into the end zone.
Kickoff goes back into the end zone. Will be brought
It's a
down.
heck of a knuckleball. Almost looked like what we've seen in the NFL, the evolution of kickers
Will be the new mark.
trying to.
I don't know how they do what they do in the NFL. That stuff is wild. And you know what I think it does, and something I'm wondering, Brandon Aubrey came from a soccer background, right?
Absolutely.
So with that evolution, I'll tell you what, not that it's safe to be a kicker necessarily, but it's safer than ever. And so if I'm done playing soccer one year, you know, I might decide to make some NFL money. Out of the gun, hand off, coming left, nice hole, and brought down right around the first down marker, depending on the line to gain.
Wilson on the carry.
And they do say first down on a 10-yard pickup
Spot the ball
for
at
Wilson.
the 35-yard line. That's enough for a break. First down.
There was ever a time to notch your first down. It's definitely when you got the ball, you're down 2 scores. See if they can put a little something together here. Gonna string a few of these runs together and start to march it a little bit.
Having a little trouble getting lined up with 5 seconds left on the clock. And then it's kind of a reverse pitch. And right there is Brandon Shores to come up with the hit.
Number 4, Diddy on the carry. Brought down by
That'll go for a gain of 4 for Community. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Nice design there on the run.
39. About a 4-yard gain from their 2nd and 6.
We're about midway through this first quarter, 6:30 and counting. As Community gets lined up, this time everybody pulled in, bunched, almost a wing type formation. Here's the snap. They run it the other way, if you will. And a similar result. You pick up 4 or 5, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Did look a little bit like what we see service academies do at the college level, the pistol wing formation. Didn't look like an option there, but you know, we've seen them notch together some efficient runs so far on this drive. See what they can do here on 3rd and 1.
And they're going to run it one more time, coming out the right side. Had the first down before Harrison and Caden Newberry take the ball carrier out of bounds. And that was Cade Connor. And so they've run it 3 straight times, 4 straight times. And by all means, it's been effective. We didn't see it not once on that opening drive. And here they've said, look, it got us ahead of the chains. We're just going to run it, right? We're just going to keep running it.
We know what works.
This time more traditional handoff, left side. It looks like a flag down and fighting for extra yardage.
Flag on the play, Wilson on the carry.
And this one in the area of a hold. And that is the case, and personal foul face mask against Paris, so these will offset. And we'll repeat the down.
Spot the ball at the
Now, if you are Community, the last thing you need is something that'll set you behind the chains. Fortunately for them, Paris got hit with a face mask, so for them, no harm, no foul. And for Paris, you know, you don't invite them back into extra downs. It's the last thing you want to do. So Callaway They'll run it to the left side, and right there is Caden Newberry to make the stop.
Wilson on the carry, brought down by number 9, Newberry.
And I tell you, Caden Newberry,
2-yard gain.
he has had a phenomenal year. You know, a guy who's getting the most playing time that he's ever had in football, especially at the varsity level. And he has really, really lit it up this season. 2nd down and 8. Nevada, or Community. And they set up a long pass, and it's going to go down inside the red zone. Davion Harrison brings the ball carrier down.
Maybe looked like a bit of a push off there in the secondary. Corner looked to have almost stopped after the contact, and a big gain down the field. In case you missed it, the play design also featured my favorite genre of fake handoff, and that would be the fake to no one.
Right. I love it. Every time that there's a little play action and there's no one within 10 yards, right? So out of the gun, they have mixed it up a little bit, and slipping on that play and running right into the wrong person, Chris Garcia. I'll tell you, you cannot slip with Chris Garcia running at you, but on the other side of that, maybe that's why you lose your footing.
This is what you like to see from Paris, you know. A game, it's at the end of the season, you're coming off a bye, no playoff implication, and these guys still chasing guys to the boundary and making tough tackles.
Community 2nd down and 13, and they go right back to that, what has essentially been their bread and butter, and they walk it in. Touchdown.
Callaway sells the play fake incredibly on the boundary. Running back playing his part too, and a little misdirection leads to a Community score, and now they find themselves within a touchdown here.
Rory Cockerton will come out for the extra point for Community. There's the snap, and the extra point is up and good. So 14-7, and we've got kickoff. Paris getting the ball.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And we are back here on game day, and it is going to be Keyshawn Roberts, Marquise Shelton, and Red Finch back deep. Community did kick it high and short the first time. That's going to be the case again, and Jacabrian Record calls fair catch around the 37-yard line, and that's where Paris will come out offensively. They're 2 for 2. You had the long Tyler Heath run. You had the short pass that Keyshawn Roberts took to the house.
Just in case you at home can't hear, here at Community High School, they have the Florida State war chant.
Yeah, well, they are the Braves.
That's lovely.
Gill goes in motion. They're going to throw it out to him to the right side. Running behind the block of Jacabrian Record. He'll pick up about a yard on first down.
If you're Paris, You've been able to impose your will on offense to this point. Explosive plays, Tyler Heath with a long run. Want to try to find some of that here. Find one of your guys in space to where they can really make this defense pay.
Heath dropping back to throw, looking, surveying, and he'll throw it short. And Keyshawn Roberts with another reception. That's going to be his third. So we said, look, man, 10 catches in one game is going to be tough. We're in the first quarter, so he's on pace to break that school record here tonight in the regular season. And then here is Gio Dawson. And he will head to the house. Touchdown, Paris Wildcats. And that was clever. I cannot wait to go back and look at that formation because it was one that was very out of the ordinary.
Goodness gracious, Gio Dawson, the one-handed catch over the middle, just running all by himself with the creative play design from Paris. And, you know, Community gains a little momentum, drives it down the field efficiently, and Paris punches right back.
So a little over 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and it's been an offensive explosion here tonight. As Mitchell hits the extra point, Paris leads 21-7, and we will be right back here on Game Day.
Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
And back here on Game Day as the Paris Wildcats absolutely dominating this first quarter offensively. And, you know, we knew that Aldrin Gill was going to get the start at running back. He was going to have some great opportunities, plenty of opportunities left here tonight. And Gio Dawson comes out and again, you know, kind of switching back and forth, doing all the things. Very unusual alignment from the Paris offense, formation, as Mitchell hits this one a little higher and shorter, and kind of sitting on it is Community. They do pick it up and pick their way through, and a good return from Nevada Community.
Yeah, absolutely. Cade Connor, number 24, looked dead to rights almost at the 10-yard line. Barely fields the ball before the nearest Wildcat reaches him, and he makes a good few guys miss to help Community start in what is now decent field position.
To the 28, and it started out near disaster. They had been so used to Mitchell booming it into the end zone, he kind of just sat and watched it, and then suddenly, I got to get going. Paris misses a couple of tackles, something they'll definitely have to clean up when they go and face Dallas Lincoln in the first round. We do know that opponent, as Cam Floyd along with Davion Harrison there on the stop after a 5-yard gain from Community. We don't have confirmation on the location. We think we have an idea of where it may be. By tomorrow, you will be able to know where that is on Paris Game Day. And also, good luck to our friends in Pattonville tonight, the Prairie Land Patriots. They are fighting against Harmony in a win-and-you're-in scenario. Handoff left. Here's Connor down the sideline. Boots Harper chasing.
You'll remember Cade Connor from the kickoff return, did a great job to turn a bad situation into decent field position. Now rips off a huge explosive run.
Unfortunately, there was a flag on the play.
An illegal shift on the offense. Oof.
Well, there had been a couple of times where either, they're running some plays that do shift quite a bit. And then there's been a couple of times where, maybe they had trouble getting lined up.
Right, guys have looked confused in terms of alignment tonight for Community. Quarterback having to direct his guys to the right place pre-snap.
Out of the gun, handoff left, and not much there. Jabraylon Hughes with a big hit.
Flag on the play.
And another flag down.
Punter on the carry.
Let's see what this is. Again, in the area of a hold, there was a lot going on. And Coach Hohenberger says, move them back.
Holding is the call.
And so, you know, you look at a team that's 1-8. Paris up 21-7. You figure 1-9 and your season's over is coming. What I'm seeing from Community is you are capable.
Absolutely.
You've also shot yourself in the foot quite a bit.
Repeatedly.
And so offensively, they haven't looked bad. Defensively is another story. Paris has just ripped them apart. But nonetheless, you know, they haven't looked bad on offense. And now dropping back to throw, going over the middle, and this one tipped, and Harrison's going to pat that ball with a, you know, like a darn it, could have had one. 3rd down and 20 coming up.
Just the situation you can't find yourself in if you're Community. You know, you've broken some explosive runs tonight. Not a lot happening in the passing game, but at least you've proven the ability to drive the ball down the field. A costly holding penalty sets them up at 3rd and forever.
Garcia lined up over center in the A gap, and they're going to go way away from him. Caden Newberry there to make the stop, and that sets up 4th down. That is a phenomenal open field tackle from Caden Newberry. Our first quarter sponsor tonight as it gets ready to wind down is First Federal Community Bank. The only bank you'll ever need. Thank you guys so very much for making Paris Game Day possible. And it looks like, even though there is a slight difference.
It looks like there's a second more on the game clock than play clock.
And unless you're willing to take a timeout, that's an interesting choice.
How is this going to play out?
Yeah, that's a delay of game.
It should be, but.
Mercy? Is that what we're doing here tonight after the first quarter? Wow, okay.
Look to have some discussion now.
Yeah, I think so. We'll just flip it over. We'll be right back with second quarter action here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
Back here on Game Day, and you know, I don't know what to make of that scenario.
There was a discrepancy between the clock you can see on the screen and the one here in Nevada, Texas. A definite 1 second difference between play clock and game clock, and they just have kind of let it slide as Community's going to punt it away.
I'll tell you what, if Community's got anything, they got a punter. He boomed that thing, didn't he? That's great.
Yeah, you almost never see a high school guy able to boom it that far.
With
that
the hang time.
50 yards?
It was about 40, and then for me, it was the hang time. That was nice.
Bet it could have hit that AT&T Stadium video board.
And so the Paris Wildcat offense coming out onto the field, and you know, Tyler Heath hunting some records. He's got 2 touchdown passes. One more, he has the single season record. So he's sitting at 25 for the season, which he had a year ago as a sophomore. And they're going to go 5 wide. Dropping back, looking left, throwing to the sideline, and that'll go for a short gain.
So far for Paris on offense, it's felt like every other play, 1 yard gain, 60-yard touchdown. Another 1 yard gain, 70-yard score.
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Stack at the bottom of your screen. They're going to throw the screen out to Shelton. And Marquise Shelton, he's going to pick up 7 yards. And that brings up 3rd down and 3.
Hasn't he had some incredible catches this season? Marquise Shelton.
Yeah, including that interception against Salina. And so 3rd down and 3 for the Paris Wildcats. Gill in the backfield. Here's the snap. They'll hand it to him, and he is bottled up. Nothing doing for Aldrin Gill. They're going to give him a gracious 1 yard. And Paris looks like they'll be forced to punt. They're going to show a formation, but they nearly get Community to jump. And then let's see what Tyler Heath does. Is he stepping back? I think they're going to run a play here.
Looks like he sees something. What's he see?
Shelton with the 1st down.
And that's the value of having a guy like Tyler Heath, someone who's really smart pre-snap, understands defensive coverages. I mean, he knew exactly what he was going to do well before that ball was snapped.
And from my understanding, Heath is given a lot of the say-so on that. Now that one goes awry. And now we've got flags flying everywhere. Now this seems like it's going to be offsetting personal fouls.
As it should be. We saw Gill with the bit of play acting at the tail end of it as he hits the gritty coming out of it.
Yeah, this is not, and I tell you what, getting the reaction, Community makes the big mistake of reacting. It was going to be 15 against Paris. You back them up. This is an opportunity to get off the field. But then the player reacts and goes after Gill, and, a coach on the sideline throws his hands up because he knows that they wasted an opportunity to put Paris well behind the chains.
Absolutely.
Well, they are moving. Okay, we're just doing that act. Okay, that's unnecessary. Get a little cardio in there, ref,
Yeah, 1 second remaining in the quarter, no delay of game, but we will walk off the offsetting penalties.
All right. 1st and 10. Let's come back. Let's do it again. Gio Dawson, as I would expect, in the backfield. Man comes in motion. Pop pass to Record. Baby J getting around the edge. Baby J, there he goes. One man to beat, gets tripped up. Big play from Jacabrian Record.
On the carry, number 13, Record. Put down by the Braves, number 15, Shamukiwa.
He just almost steps through that shoestring tackle.
Ball 29.
It's off to the races.
That's not the guy that I thought would be able to bring him down, and then all of a sudden. But nonetheless, Paris 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Dawson goes in motion. Here's Heath looking, and he's going to throw it to Red Finch, dragging the feet, touchdown, Paris Wildcats. And there's the record for Tyler Heath.
Red Finch.
Unless
Touchdown Wildcats.
I think we got a flag at the 20, so hold on. It's been a very active first few minutes of the second quarter for these officials. And that was a perfect pass and a perfect piece of footwork from Red Finch.
Absolutely. Great effort by quarterback and receiver. You'd hate to see this get called back. As we wait for the signal.
He's talking to the community coach. And this might be a touchdown. I think it is, yeah. Touchdown Paris Wildcats, so.
Awesome, flags waved off, and Tyler Heath breaks the school record for passing touchdowns in a season. Incredible. Congratulations to that young man.
Congratulations, Tyler, and that'll be number 26 as Mitchell kick is up, and it is good, 28-7. Paris leading community. We'll be right back with kickoff here on Game Day.
Hey, I'm Josh Charette, project manager with 2B Builders. We're a local GC here in Texarkana. We have Lone Star out here doing our heating and AC. They do a good job for us. We really appreciate the customer service that they provide. I know that at Lone Star Heating and Air, I can always call Matt or Dave, their head commercial HVAC guy, and they will always pick up the phone when I need them. And that's a big thing when we're working out here on these commercial projects. Usually when we're in a bind, we need something and we need it pretty quickly, and we can rely on Lone Star for that.
Back here on Game Day, 28-7. Paris leading. 9:45 to go in the second quarter. And we were talking about, it's easy to count touchdowns. All right, so Tyler Heath has the record. Congratulations to him, resetting his own record from a year ago. Now, on the other side of that, I think we have an explanation on the penalty. It looks like the coach on the touchdown elected to apply the penalty to the kickoff. So that's a first.
He's been booming it, I suppose.
I have to be missing something here. Maybe there was another penalty, but nonetheless, taken around the 15, and tackle made by Aldrin Gill.
On the return, Cade Connor brought down
as Gill and Cade Connor are acquainted once more. But we were talking about during the break, it's easy to count touchdowns. I don't know how many passing yards Tyler Heath has, but he has to be approaching that single season record for passing yards. He only needed 232.
Oh, absolutely. And, obviously Tyler Heath, barring something extraordinary, is going to go on to have hundreds more passing yards tonight, no doubt. So if he hasn't broken the record already, he's going to break it at some point in all expectation.
Community is going to toss it, coming back near side. And Brandon Shores steps up, makes the tackle. And that's a great adjustment by the Paris Wildcats. You get about half a yard out of that. First handful of times Community ran that play either way, they were picking up chunks.
And that was kind of unlike anything Paris had seen offense-wise. To this point in the season, you don't really see these slot T pistol option formations too much at this level.
And expect Paris to be rolling some, different kids in and out as this game rolls along, and they're going to run the same play. Boots Harper comes up, makes a tackle, along with Esteban Guzman. And that time they pick up a good chunk. 9 yards on the play, third down and 1.
Of the Braves. Brave Nation, 3rd and 1.
And I would expect to see it again. It's Instead, it'll be a straight traditional handoff. Up the middle, they'll pick up 4.
Wilson on the carry.
Make it 5, and it'll be a first down.
First met by number 33 of the Wildcats, Hughes. Spot the ball in Wildcat territory. 46-yard line is the new mark. From there, first and 10, Community.
So Community coming out of their huddle, and Paris seeing Community spread it out for the first time since that first drive of the ball game, and they're going to throw it out into the flat. Boots Harper puts a quick stop to that along with Wallace. And that'll go for no gain.
You know, if you're Paris defensively, Community has under 30 passing yards to this point in the game. You know, if I'm Paris, I'm going to put 6 or 7 guys in the box and play press man coverage all the way around. Community, the way they're calling this game, maybe doesn't believe that they have the weapons to take the top off this defense. So I'm teeing off on every snap from this point forward.
You know, they're going to go back to a trip set at the top of your screen, single receiver at the bottom, one-on-one with Wallace. 2 safeties, and here come the Paris Wildcats. Jeremiah Robinson with heavy pressure and buries Callaway. It'll go incomplete. 3rd down coming up. And I think that Callaway is down. We will have an injury timeout, and we will be right back here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
Back here on Game Day as Callaway walking off under his own power, always great to see, and maybe got the breath knocked out of him, something of the sort. And so for Community, it's going to be Adam Allred filling in at quarterback for a play. Anytime you got your second string quarterback in there, you expect to run. Tough situation on 3rd and 10, and that's exactly what happens. Boots Harper is right there to meet him and kind of disrupts that whole thing as you then have Wallace Newberry along with Cam Floyd coming in. And that was all created because Boots Harper gets down there and doesn't allow it to stretch outside.
Blows up the play very early on. We'd seen them be able to break out of that formation and play call for some explosive runs earlier in this game. Paris making a great adjustment to chase these guys to the boundary.
Callaway back in the game for Community. They'll go twins at the top, fake the handoff, looking, and they'll throw short, caught. Chris Garcia is there, and it'll be little gain. And Community, they'll bring out the punt unit on 4th and 9.
Spot the ball at midfield. Turnover on down.
Yeah, that's not, you know, you've got time if you're Callaway. No pressure.
Oh, goodness. So I'm mistaken on that. 3rd down was with the backup quarterback. Callaway comes back in, throws short, turnover on downs.
Yeah, so I was kind of off on the down too. For those of you who can't see the game clock here, or the real one, not the one we have on the screen, it continued to run for about 40 seconds after the turnover on downs.
Yeah, the whole thing kind of threw me off as Heath looking deep, has a man. Baby J tried the Willie Mays catch. And I tell you, that's always a tough one. That's why it's such a memorable catch for Mays. And Jacabrian record ends up incomplete, 2nd down.
The toughest catch to make. You know, streaking down the field, you've got to turn over your shoulder, find the ball behind you, and then take your eyes completely off of it to bring the hands in front to make the catch. Very difficult to do.
Fake the handoff and going to Keyshawn Roberts down the sideline. See you later. Yep, touchdown number 2 for Keyshawn. He gets to show off the speed here tonight.
To number 6, Keyshawn Roberts.
And also another catch closer to that Paris Wildcat single season record. That is his 4th on the night. You say 4th on the night, it's like, dang, he still has 6 to go, but he has been reeling them in, and also his 2nd score of the night for Keyshawn.
Still on pace to shatter that school record for receptions in a single season here in the final game of the regular season. Gosh, just showing off the speed, catches it on the boundary, and goodbye.
Yeah, against most guys, you've got an angle, not against Keyshawn Roberts. Extra point is up and good. 35-7, and the Paris Wildcats well in control of this one on the road in the regular season finale here on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
Getting ready for kickoff here on Paris Game Day, the Paris Wildcats, with just under 5.5 to go in the second quarter.
You know, back to that previous kickoff, I was thinking about this during the commercial break. I didn't know that was something you could do. Decline the penalty on the touchdown and move the kickoff back, you know, not on the try.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to think to say something. Fair catch called at the 30. But I don't think I've ever seen that either.
Because when you have a penalty that's on the try, you know, you can take a good extra point or a made 2 points and choose to enforce the penalty on the kickoff. But
that's 1 point.
Yeah.
You know, that's 1 point. It's not 6.
I just didn't even know it was an opportunity.
So, you know, my first thought is we're missing something, right? Maybe, then again, why would you decline the penalty at all? I don't know. Handoff coming left side, giving chase is Threadgill and knocked out of bounds by Wallace. Brandon Shore's there as well. About a 4-yard gain, and yeah, it kind of takes us back to community. We've seen them pick up 4, 8, 10 yards on the ground and do good things, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, wow, that was pretty ugly, you know? And so it's kind of how it's been for them. And when they line up like this, you kind of know what's coming. A pass, of course, right? I thought it was going to be that. Which, by the way, is a pass. He's delivering the ball forward, so Callaway is getting some yards out of that.
It absolutely is. And, you know, it's like what you said, Steven. Community's been able to put together some efficient runs and stack them together and even, you know, convert for a touchdown drive. But, you know, just the wheels started to come off this thing very early in terms of self-inflicted mistakes.
As is the story for Community and their season. They'll fake the handoff. Flag comes out. Chris Garcia all over the quarterback. And that one nearly ended up with Davion Harrison in pursuit of the ball. And now Callaway is down once again. We also have the flag down.
To be a hold.
Which you would decline and probably just move to 4th down. And unless you're talking about, you know, backup quarterback coming in again. So push them back to 4th and what would be 17. Yeah, you might accept this penalty, force them to run another play. But with that, I think we're going to take an injury timeout Paris in control, 35-7. We'll be right back on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Back here on Game Day is Callaway, this time needing a little bit of assistance coming off the field, and you hate to see that from a young man. And so Allred will be back to punt, and it'll be Fabian Brown on the other side. Kind of debated on what Paris might want to do there, but Allred, this one not nearly as good. I mean, that punt, that's going to end up netting him about, 15 yards, and that's not what you want. So,
had the hang time.
Same hang time, yeah. But I tell you, that kind of embodies how community has been here tonight. They came out, you know what, threw a punch, was right in there with the Paris Wildcats, 14-7. And then after that, it was just all downhill.
42-yard line is the mark. First and 10, Paris.
Heath, in the shotgun with Gill, the back to his right, goes in motion, and they've faked the throw, almost Statue of Liberty-like, and go to Keyshawn Roberts. It's only a yard, but
that was a pop pass.
And that's a pop pass. So that's 5.
Well on pace to break the record still. You think they know it. They're trying to feed it to him.
They know. They know because Coach Owenberger pointed it out to me. Gill in the backfield out of the pistol. They hand it to him coming left side, and Gill with some running room. Gill down the sideline, and he'll be forced out of bounds following his biggest run of the night.
That's a guy we knew was going to have a big night, Aldrin Gill. Not that many touches so far, but you're going to expect that he gets a fair few moving forward.
Well, and new to the position. It's not something he's done. And this is a guy who's been on varsity since he was a freshman, Aldrin Gill. Mostly been a corner, been a receiver, a guy that maybe they ran some jet sweeps with, but never a guy that's just lined up in the backfield. And here they dump it off to Trevin Hohenberger, Tannen Hohenberger, but shout out Trevin. And that'll be his first catch of the season, and it goes for 12 yards and a first down.
Great rollout by Tyler Heath to find Hohenberger on the bootleg.
Heath out of the gun, looking right, throwing, and off target. Intended for Jeremiah Humphrey, second down coming.
First down pass is incomplete, second and 10.
Ball sitting at the 15-yard line for the Paris Wildcats. Gill back in the backfield. High snap. Gill catches it and is trying to make something out of it. And it'll go for a big loss, unfortunately. And I'll tell you what, thank goodness for the formation, actually, because, if you're in anything other than the pistol, that thing's rolling backwards and community has a chance to jump on it.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the snap was intended for Gill.
It was not. No, that's
the 26 from there. Brave Nation third and long.
Hey, I said he was going to get more touches. There he goes.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate because you know, for Aldrin, he has the big run of 12 yards. That one loses 11.
Wipes it out.
Wipes out, you know, not that it's about the statistics, but your first start at running back, that sucks. But nonetheless, timeout Paris, 35-7, and knocking at the door. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Hi everyone, I'm Jason with Golden Corral in Texarkana. I've got big cheers going out to Lone Star Heating and Air. I talked with Matt Shirley over at Lone Star Heating and Air. They actually came out, looked to see what we needed. They ordered the supplies or the equipment and everything. They came in and they did the install. They did 2 units in one day with no business disruptions whatsoever. Thanks to Lone Star Heating and Air, we got our air up and going and everything's running good.
And back here on Game Day following the timeout, it is 35-7. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here on Game Day. Third down and long. Heath throwing deep, has a man. Guess who it is? It's a big night for Keyshawn Roberts, his third of the evening, and the Paris Wildcats wipe out the big loss and put more points on the board. And I don't know his total for the night, but I'm going to assume that Tyler Heath has the passing touchdown, has the passing yards record as well.
Absolutely. I believe we can safely assume that at this point, as Keyshawn Roberts puts a nasty move down the sideline and notches his 6th reception in this game.
The extra point from Mitchell up and good. 42-7, 2:45 left in the second quarter, and we will be right back here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 5-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
Back on Game Day, the Paris Wildcats getting ready to kick off to Community. And again, the playoff matchup next week is going to be Paris versus Dallas Lincoln. That much we know for certain. The way it happened is bizarre. Everything pointed towards this matchup is going to be Paris versus Carter or Paris versus Kimball. Those were the two that you were expecting. Now, Lincoln had a chance. They had to win by 8. But going up against a team that's evenly matched, as Mitchell hits this one, goes into the end zone. Here's what happened. Here's what transpired last night. These two teams go into overtime, and you can win by 8, but you need the touchdown, you need a 2-point conversion, and then you need the other team to not score. Well, really, Lincoln is just worried about winning because it can still elevate them to the second place spot, right? That's better than third. Sure. So they go into overtime, 28-28, and Lincoln goes to kick a field goal to win it, and they miss. They miss. We go into double overtime. And in double overtime, Lincoln scores, and they fail on the 2-point conversion. So now here's Carter. They get the ball back with a chance to tie or to win, right? They throw a pick 6. And that is how Lincoln jumped into the number 1 spot, because then they win by more than 8. They get the points. It was a bizarre scenario last night in the DISD district. So your Paris opponent will be Dallas Lincoln.
Wilson on the carry.
And we have the clock stopping on a run play for the 2-minute timeout. Newly added this year for high school football. We will step aside. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
45-yard line is the new mark.
And back here on Game Day, the Paris Wildcats well in control of this game. Community with 2nd down and 1. And again, you know, it's unfortunate there's no playoff implications in this one. Paris is the 4 seed. That's where they will be. As Community, again, they've done a decent job running the football.
Putting together a nice little drive right here. They have been riding this running back, Randy Wilson, and you know, he's done good to kind of find the holes in an offensive line where, you know, they've been scarce to this point in the game.
And so they will go to that formation, but hand off directly, and Brandon Shores makes a phenomenal tackle for no gain.
Shores on the tackle.
And timeout Community.
Timeout Community.
That's their first timeout, and we will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And back on Game Day following the timeout. Brought to you by David's Meat Market. David Dennison, appreciate you for being a part of Paris Game Day. And if you guys, you know, I don't know about y'all, but I actually love grilling in the winter. I enjoy it.
It's therapeutic.
Absolutely. And so you need some steaks, David's Meat Market, we go there regularly. Sprint out from the back on the motion, and then an errant throw, and that was the backup quarterback in for Callaway, who was hurt a little bit earlier, Allred. And that's really the biggest bugaboo issue for Community is they just don't have a passing game to complement what has been a decent run game.
Absolutely, and obviously Paris has an incredibly strong secondary. You know, a defense you can send them in there, be like, guys, we're going to play press man coverage from, you know, the start of this game to the end of it. Just haven't been able to attack Paris down the field.
Allred dropping back, throwing a nice ball deep, and it falls incomplete.
Thought he maybe had a chance there. I mean, that's a guy we've seen shine for Community in Cade Connor, breaking off a few explosive runs, and you know, he was kind of by himself. Callaway could have led him a little further down the field, or rather, Callaway is hurt earlier in this game, and we'll see Allred, you know, not lead his receiver down the field, leading to the incompletion.
4th down, of course, they will go for it, and this ball is, they're going to call a false start.
A fortunate one at that.
That was a very fortunate false start. That's the kind of false start that, you know, Coach Hohenberger probably cuts his eyes and smirks and All right, let's go do it again. Let's go do it again. 4th and 15. You know, we were talking earlier in the broadcast about how accommodating community has been, and the gentleman, Russell Fenton, who has been a big part of that, helping us get set up, came up here, standing to my right. Appreciate him so very much. And Allred keeps it around the right side, no gain, and it'll turn over to the Paris Wildcats with a minute left.
See what they do with this last possession of the half. What I think is most likely is a couple of kneel downs.
You might run it, you know, hand the ball off a couple of times, see what happens.
1:03 remaining.
You know, it's kind of an unspoken rule that, you know, no matter what, regardless of the score, you play the way you would play regardless. And so setting up a screen to Aldrin Gill, and Gill going down the side, he's going to score. Except for the block in the back that occurred, and a highly unnecessary one at that. So that saves a touchdown for community.
And we've been high on Fabian Brown, you know, who committed the block in the back down the field. He's a sophomore who's been able to work in and get a few key catches this season. As the block in the back wipes out the touchdown.
And, you know, for Aldrin, you know, you have a nice run around the left side, and then next thing that happens is snap over the head of the quarterback that you catch and end up losing the yards technically. And then you're going to end up in the end zone on the screen, and there's a block in the back. So
having a tough sequence here in the second quarter.
They had the personal foul penalty, you know, earlier in the game, and so it's like it's all been there, but it's not quite coming to fruition. Here's the snap, and now this one's blown dead. False start against Paris.
False start against the Wildcats.
Halftime coming up, brought to you by Sky Athletics, cheer and tumbling. So Paris Wildcat cheerleaders will be on the field along with the band and the Blazettes. Right now, looking to finish this half out. Paris, 1st and 15 from the community 40. Ball left hash. Heath dropping back, rolling to his left, looking downfield. And he will run and step out of bounds to save some clock. So, you know, I think we've got our question answered. What does Paris want to do with this final minute? And clearly they want to score. They weren't going to turn around, hand it off, go into the half.
While we're at it, let's get Keyshawn Roberts a 7th catch going into halftime. Looks to be out of formation.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the field right now. Shelton, Record, Brown, and Humphrey, the receivers. Snap back. Heath looking, having to roll out of the pocket. Finds time and then throws this one away. And a flag comes in. And
yeah, another personal foul. Late action there against Shelton.
And so that was not Jacabrian Record. It was Jamarius Shelton. And that's also who absorbed that hit. And, yeah, clearly incomplete. You know, he's on the white. And that'll go against community. And that, you had the illegal block in the back that set Paris back, wiped out a touchdown, and Paris will be put in pretty good position with about 38 seconds left.
35 seconds remaining. Spot the ball at the 17.
Ball left hash. 1st and 10 for Paris. They also have 2 timeouts. Gill back in the game. along with Keyshawn Roberts, but they hand it to Gill. And he'll run ahead close to first down yardage, and timeout Paris. Wildcats take a timeout. We'll take one with them.
Timeout Wildcats.
And we will be right back here on Game Day.
I'm Josh Charette, project manager with 2B Builders. We're a local GC here in Texarkana. We have Lone Star out here doing our heating and AC. They do a good job for us. We really appreciate the customer service that they provide. I know that at Lone Star Heating and Air, I can always call Matt or Dave, their head commercial HVAC guy, and they will always pick up the phone when I need them. And that's a big thing when we're working out here on these commercial projects. Usually when we're in a bind, we need something and we need it pretty quickly, and we can rely on Lone Star for that.
27 seconds.
And back on Game Day following the timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 1 after the Gill run for 9. And Keyshawn Roberts in the game, along with Gill. And they will both be in the backfield in a split set record short motion. Here's the snap. And Heath steps up, and he'll be buried. And I think they wanted to go to Keyshawn leaking out of the backfield, but the pressure was there, kind of disrupted things, and Paris calls their final timeout of the half. We're going to keep it right here on Game Day. Paris leading 42-7, and Tyler Heath, the owner already, but now has reset his own record for most passing touchdowns in a single season. He has 26, 27 now with 4.
Yep.
And 4 on the night.
18 seconds remain.
And this is, you know, he's also had a 6-touchdown game this season. He's had a 5-touchdown game this season. He has had a phenomenal year and just a junior. And even though they'll graduate Red Finch, they'll graduate Keyshawn Roberts, the rest of that cast out there, Jeremiah Humphrey will graduate. Everybody else coming back. Snap. Heath going in zone, and Marquis Shelton just can't hang on to it. And 4th down, and they will bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, Shelton with the touchdown in his hands just can't come up with it. And you know, absolutely could not agree more, Steven, that Tyler Heath, you know, they're going to graduate a lot of these weapons on offense, but his best football still may be ahead of him at the high school level.
Well, they're going to graduate, like you said, a lot of weapons, and then you look up and it'll be Fabian Brown, Marquis Shelton, Jacabrian Record. I mean, it will be a lot of kids returning as Mitchell, this one up and easily good as the Paris Wildcats extend the lead 45-7. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
Wilson and Connor set to receive.
And we are back here on Game Day. 2nd quarter sponsor tonight, Moore CDJR. Montgomery Moore, thank you so much for making Paris Game Day possible. We greatly, greatly appreciate your involvement and your enthusiasm for Game Day as we highlight these kids and give the community a chance to see all the players. And now it'll be James Mitchell ready to kick this one away. And, you know, you may not know it because he is the kicker, but James Mitchell is one of the most improved players for the Paris Wildcats this year as a sophomore. And the reason I say that is because going back as a freshman, he, has the leg strength, but, talking to coaches, they were like, man, you never know where that ball's going to go. Watch your cars in the parking lot because, yeah, he can boom it, but at the same time, who knows? He has been very, very accurate this year, just a sophomore, excited for, what that young man can do, and especially if, puts in the work, then he's got a chance to go kick at the college level here in a few years. Community comes out, split backfield, takes a knee, and that will take us to halftime. Braves will get the ball to start the second half. Paris leads 45-7, and the bands will be on the field when we return here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
Completely forgot about halftime.
Blazing officers are Lieutenant Jabdi Guzman, Lieutenant Kylie Davis, and Captain April Medina. The Blazing of the Week is the dedicated Captain April Medina. Tonight, the Blazeouts will be performing their routine to the hit song Can't Get Enough of Your Love, played by the amazing Blue Blazes Band. Thank you, Wildcat Nation, for your continued support, and we hope you enjoy the performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Paris High School Blazers. To continue the halftime performance, please welcome to the field the Paris Blue Blazers Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Stephanie Gutierrez, Malia Nichols, and Jewel Amori. Our section of the week is the entire dedicated, hard-working band. Tonight, we are performing movements 2 and 3 of our 2025 competition show, including movements No Place Like Home and Eleanor Rigby. Please enjoy the Paris Blue Blazers Band and Skyfire. gentlemen, the Paris High School Blue Blazes Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Community High School proudly presents the Beauty of the Braves, the award-winning Dazzling Dames. The Dames are under the direction of Eileen Fenton. The Dames are led by Captain Kinley Puckett and First Lieutenant Madison Kirchman. Social officers are Alejandra Almaguer and Caitlin Vega. The Dames of the Week are our seniors, Kinley, Madison, and Samantha. Tonight, the Dames would like to recognize the mighty Braves Band and the directors for all of their hard work, and to thank them for learning all of our field music this season. Thank you, Mighty Braves Band. Now, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this kick performance to Disco Inferno.
What'd you get?
Just brisket tacos. I mean, what?
I gotta say, they hit. They were good.
I mean, the brisket's pretty good, but it was like tacos 3 for $10. I was like, oh, these are gonna be 3 like fully sized. Stop at Buc-ee's and like drive 30 minutes out of the way to go to Buc-ee's.
Ladies and gentlemen, your community high school, Dazzling Days.
Look, I'm back. I am back. Yep. My truck's not here today.
Now entering the field, the 2025 finalist marching band at the Whitesboro, Princeton, and Solana Invitationals. And your UIL Region 25 Division I Superior Rated Mighty Braves Marching Band. Band students of the week are freshman Chase Gardner, sophomore Emma Reaper, junior Calvin McBroom, senior Jaden Hale, color guard Kayla Aguiar. Your section of the week are the seniors. Drum majors of the band are Jaden Hale, Ruth Rangel, Colby Inashot, and Daniel Zudi. Band directors are Josh Kurtzweil, Kyle Chomet, Nick Pfister, Dr. David Wright. Percussion directors are Jordan Fitzwater and Michaela Kelsey. And color guard director is Alexandria Dawson, assisted by Olivia Wilson. Tonight, the band will be performing this year's production entitled Old School, featuring music from Tears for Fears, The Last Starfighter, Melissa Manchester, Wham, Bonnie Tyler, and Aha. Featured soloists tonight are Jaden Hale, Claire Belmore, and Luke Tran. Ladies and gentlemen, your Mighty Braves Marching Band.
I'm not back in my house. Today, I am back. You're right.
Oh my gosh, Ma, are you telling me you built a time machine? This is Herman Drop. Tear down this wall.
My dad did brought me back. Today, I'm not in my room anymore. Today, I'm back to the church.
she loves people. She loves that she's doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Either gonna run the clock or probably not, because it's their last game.
That's all I had. I was like, is there no water? I guess I'll get some. And then he was like, don't chip on me. You haven't spent it's dad jokes for days.
What's the thing you sent me yesterday? This show.
Read.
Yeah.
Someone replied to it.
That was fire.
Look at the date. Ow. And then the response is from yesterday.
I wonder what the original context was. I wasn't there tweeting it.
It was after the draft. They drafted as a rocket, and they signed John Adams.
Yeah, basically, like, what's his face on the roster?
And someone actually said that back in May when I posted it. Someone was like, what's the context of this? I should have said, that's you. I should have said, it's you. No, that's me. You're on Cowboys Twitter?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Cowboys due diligence.
I scroll Cowboys Twitter every single day, man, so I probably never saw it. I probably haven't seen it.
I have my face on there now. I haven't always hardly interacted with it. But,
Hey, so Solana's that coach got
another one. Oh, a new one. I mean, honestly, they'll keep coming. Like, each kid can hold it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Community High School Mighty Brains Marching Band.
I spend so much time on Cowboys Twitter. I was at a game the other time, like literally, and I found somebody I recognized from Cowboys Twitter. I was like, oh, you're
This year's platinum sponsors include True Green, Jeff Carter, Professional Bookkeeping. Gold sponsor is LeBron EDC. Silver sponsors are Chris Hunt Construction, Circle H Products, Fully Taco, Reaper Counseling, Rockwall Pediatrics, and First Baptist Church of Josephine. Go Braves!
don't talk to players. You know, I don't talk to players, but I'm in like chat groups with people who are in the locker room. Yeah, so you know, just because it's the most recent event,
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your community braves.
Cowboys Twitter guys are famous for the ice cold takes. Just famous for ice cold takes.
It can get bad. Yeah. It can get bad. All right.
Yeah, he called me like as soon as we got home. He's like, what are you doing, Flegger? I was like, yeah, I just got home. I was trying to get Levi squared up. Yeah, I'm on the way to the game. I was like, okay.
And back here on game day is the Paris Wildcats. Head back onto the field. Halftime sponsor. Thank you so much to Sky Athletics Cheer and Tumbling, and a phenomenal halftime performance from the Paris Wildcat cheerleaders, the Blazettes, and the Blue Blazes band. Thank you guys so very much for everything that you do at Paris High, making Friday nights an absolute special spectacle. As Paris will kick off to Community to start the second half, leading 45-7. And Evan, it was a record-breaking first half for the Paris Wildcats on an individual basis.
Absolutely. Tyler Heath resetting his own records for both passing yards in a season and touchdowns. With still the playoffs to come, he breaks those records in the regular season. Incredible achievement for Tyler Heath. And we have a man who's well on his way to break the single-season receptions record as well, and Keyshawn Roberts notching 6 receptions in the first half, well on pace to break the record.
And you know, at first for Keyshawn, it was a screen, a pop pass, and you're like, okay, you know, they're kind of force feeding this thing. And then it's like
he ripped off some huge receptions.
Absolutely, yeah, some that you cannot cheapen by any stretch of the imagination. And for the Paris Wildcats, James Mitchell getting ready to kick this one away. And, you know, we talk about Tyler Heath and the records. One that doesn't even, you know, account to the record book. He actually starts off the game ripping off a 60-yard touchdown run.
Get some progress on the total yards. Of course, the school record's around 10,000.
Yeah, no, he's approaching 5,000, and that's something that I talked to Coach Hohenberger about is, you know, Tyler Heath getting ready to, you know, head into the playoffs his junior year. He's right around that 5,000 career mark. Quez Allen, 10,000 yards, and it feels like you have forever to go to reach that point. As here's Community stopped by Jabraylon Hughes for a short gain.
And that's what we saw work for them early in the first half. Obviously, a very different game situation they find themselves in at this point. You know, Paris able to adjust what we saw throughout that first half, them able to pursue to the boundary better and play their run fits more solidly. And the running lanes close in the second quarter. Community's only touchdown coming in the first quarter to make it 14-7, and now they find themselves down many touchdowns.
Snap, handoff left side, and there's Hughes once again. And Jabraylon, who, you know, he stands about, you know, 5'10", you know, but he'll have an opportunity to go play at the next level at some smaller schools, and he's already been getting some offers roll in. And the way that he's been playing to open up this drive is a good example of why. It's 3rd down and 1, and both first and second down stops have come from number 33, and Community is forced to take a timeout. So we're going to take one with them. We will be right back here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
Back here on Game Day, following the timeout. Second half timeouts brought to you by Glass Land and Home, Brian Glass. And Brian, how about our Mean Green, brother? Having a phenomenal season and right on the cusp of getting ranked as well. I think they're 27th in the nation.
Absolutely magical season for the Mean Green. What was the over-under on their wins? A lot of places had it at 3 or 4.
As Community Allred is going to roll out to the right side, throws very errantly, and falls incomplete. Will go to fourth down, and and look, I can't imagine that there's a lot of people watching Paris Game Day right now who are just elated and happy to talk about the University of North Texas football, but the quarterback, Mestamaker, is a phenomenal story. Didn't start in high school. He was a backup quarterback in high school. Didn't start. He was the punter. Played a little safety on defense. Goes to college, and by all means, he is one of the nation's leaders in passing. As this punt is another short one. Allred launched one in the first half, and then ever since then, he hasn't quite put the same boot to it, but Paris will come out, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out here in the second half.
Absolutely. Tyler Heath already setting both records they had in mind.
9:35 remaining in the third.
So see the crew that makes their way out here.
It'll be Jamarius Shelton, so Tyler Heath's night is done. And, Jamarius
had a great game in his own right to this point. Well, checking in at quarterback.
Not only that, but he is a young man who Coach Hohenberger has a ton of faith in, even as a backup quarterback, and you can see why as he picks his way through that Braves defense. And it'll be a first down for the Paris Wildcats as there's another Brave down. He'll get up, make his way off the field under his own power. So that's certainly good to see. That was Peja Holt.
Spot the ball at the 28-yard line. First and 10, Wildcats.
And we do have some new faces out there for Paris, including Gray Gillum. Sophomore is going to be lined up at right tackle. H-back Ian Johnson out there as well. Gill, the running back. Here's the snap. Shelton, he'll run through, spins out of a tackle. Flag comes out.
Flag on the play.
Also, Jalen Ware in the game for the Paris Wildcats.
Jackson Bradley.
So a lot of new faces. Diego Marino, essentially a whole new offensive line. And now Michael Cobb will enter the game as a wide receiver. And I think that we do have a running clock here tonight.
Yeah, look for them to go to the hard clock. Bit of a late kickoff, 7:30. Now getting later into the evening, 9:21. Look to get this one wrapped up.
And that was a penalty going against Community, setting up a first down for Paris. Handoff Gill. Gill bouncing back to the inside, a strong stiff arm. And it'll be a gain of 5. I don't know if you were able to see that, but Gill planted a kid with a stiff arm.
Derrick Henry style out of his boots.
For a kid that is built nothing like Derrick Henry, which who is, right? Second down and 6. Shelton. Jeremiah Humphrey, the receiver, wide to the right, handoff Gill. There's another one. And that'll be close to first down yardage. They'll spot him at the 5. It'll be 3rd and short after the 5-yard gain, but that's back-to-back carries that Gill with the straight arm puts a young man in the turf. So third down, Paris certainly going to have 2 opportunities to pick this one up. They've done all their work on the ground. Here's the snap, fakes the handoff, and Shelton is going to be wrapped up and try to work his way back towards the line of scrimmage. And Shelton went down with the helmet off. And he'll have to come out of the game, and I would imagine, now this is interesting. Timeout Paris, and we will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason with Golden Corral in Texarkana. I've got big cheers going out to Lone Star Heating and Air. I talked with Matt Shirley over at Lone Star Heating and Air. They actually came out, looked to see what we needed. They ordered the supplies or the equipment and everything. They came in and they did the install. They did 2 units in 1 day with no business disruptions whatsoever. Thanks to Lone Star Heating and Air, we got our air up and going and everything's running good.
Out of the timeout, you take the timeout so that you can put Jamarius Shelton back in the game after he lost his helmet, because the only other young man who has snaps under his belt is Boots Harper, and you also don't want to do that. He's a key player on defense as Shelton outlets to Gill. Gill trying to make a move, and Gill escaping, running, and he will head to the wide side of the field and score. Aldrin Gill on 4th down and 3, some way, somehow finds the room and makes his way into the end zone.
It's like a play you see on the highlight reel. Somebody clips it, puts it on Instagram with the kind of circus music going in the background. The
yeah, little Benny Hill. So the extra point for the Wildcats. Mitchell, kick is up, and it is good. Paris with a 50 burger on the board, 52-7. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And we are back here on Game Day as the Paris Wildcats getting ready to kick off to Community. And, you know, just to kind of reiterate to you guys, this game had no playoff implications for anybody. You couldn't move up, you couldn't move down. Paris locked into the 4 seed, and they will take on Dallas Lincoln next week. And we will get dates, times, locations, and all of that squared away for you tomorrow morning. You can check out Paris Game Day on Facebook for those details. So be on the lookout for that. We have an idea. We think we know. But until we're for certain, and we will have confirmation tomorrow morning.
It's a great way to roll into the postseason if you're the Paris Wildcats. Midway through the 3rd quarter, Steven said, dropping a 50 burger on Community. Good way to build some momentum for the postseason run.
So the Braves come out all red at quarterback. Paris got the 2s running on defense, and immediately those young men come out and make a great stand. Keaston Wallace
energized group of fresh bodies on the field for Paris. I'm tired of sitting on the sideline. Get me out there.
Well, not only that, Keyston Wallace, you know, when they made the adjustment to put Chris Garcia on the edge, Wallace was the young man who took his spot at the Mike linebacker position. So he has played and had some opportunity tonight, but now getting some run. You can see him lined up, 6 technique, in pursuit on the other side. Rolling out is Allred, and he'll be forced out around the line of scrimmage as he had Dongani Fulbright hot on his trail. And I'll tell you what, Dongani, that is an awesome name.
At the 30-yard line.
I'd have to agree.
Brave Nation 3rd and 10.
Getting a look at some other names out there. You have Zacharian Richardson on the defensive line. Looks like Byrius Hill as they throw across the middle, and it is caught. Big gain for Community, and they'll break one off into the end zone. Touchdown Braves, and it's Carson Bessa. And now it'll be Rory Cockerton for the extra point. 1 for 1 on the night. And she is 2 for 2. Extra point up and good. 52-14. The Paris Wildcats taking the kickoff when we return here on Game Day.
Hey, I'm Josh Charette, project manager with 2B Builders. We're a local GC here in Texarkana. We have Lone Star out here doing our heating and AC. They do a good job for us. We really appreciate the customer service that they provide. I know that at Lone Star Heating and Air, I can always call Matt or Dave, their head commercial HVAC guy, and they will always pick up the phone when I need them. And that's a big thing when we're working out here on these commercial projects. Usually when we're in a bind, we need something and we need it pretty quickly, and we can rely on Lone Star for that.
Back here on Game Day, it'll be the Paris Wildcats taking the kickoff. Now, we've mentioned a lot of subs that have been shuffling in for Paris. Not the case on the kickoff. I'm seeing Red Finch along with Keyshawn Roberts and Marquise Shelton back deep. So your return unit is your return unit. Kick is high and short and running up under it, and Community is going to come up with this football.
Onside kick. Hits him at just the wrong angle, goes right between his arms and into the waiting arms of the Community Braves as they take over on offense.
And that's the kind of kick that I look at, and I don't know that he did it on purpose. You know, that type of situation, but nonetheless effective, right?
If so, a fortunate error.
Right. And we've seen him, you know, every time it's been the high, short, you know, little pooch kick. And that was the poochiest of them all. So now they're going to go Wildcat, if you will, with Wilson. Man comes in motion into the backfield, and they got to reset the play clock. And if you're Community, that's a little bit obnoxious.
Little deflating, you know, come out, get your first score of the second half,
Right.
cover the onside kick.
Quarterback Allred is lined up at the bottom of the screen, but Wilson will take it, and he'll be brought down.
Almost looks like a kind of a video game type of Wildcat formation where you line the quarterback up at the X spot.
Right. I will say, so they actually got hit with a delay of game, and that backed them up 5 yards. So it's 2nd and 10 after the 5-yard gain. And now it'll be Allred back. And here comes Brandon Shores fighting off the offensive lineman to collect the tackle for loss. And
you know, he wanted that football. Almost looked like he had it in his hands.
I mean, Sam Robertson, that might have rather been Nathan Clark for community. I mean, was looking him dead in the eyes, and he just got the angle on him and pulled down the ball carrier with a very large human being standing right there in front of him. So the Braves with Allred as the signal caller. This one escapes him. He'll scoop it up and split some tacklers, but there is Jackson Threadgill, and the Paris Wildcats come up with a fumble. And I tell you what, Jackson Threadgill, the sophomore, is going to be one heck of a player for the Paris Wildcats. The first time I was introduced to that young man was in the Pittsburgh scrimmage, and they did an overtime simulation. Pittsburgh had 4th down and short. Threadgill annihilated a young man. And that's when I looked at him and said, hey, this kid is going to be something serious. Lo and behold, he makes the varsity team, gets in the rotation on the D-line, and makes an impact here late in the game. And now you've got Cam Floyd in at running back. Floyd takes the handoff, and he marches ahead for a gain of 5. That is the first carry for Cam Floyd since week 1 against Sanger. And I know that he's been chomping at the bit to get some more carries. And getting the opportunity here tonight with that one, and now it'll be Dawson in the backfield. Snap, handoff Dawson. And he is tough to bring down. He picks up 7 and a first down.
If you recall from earlier in the game, Paris's second touchdown, Gio Dawson, you know, kind of out of a tight formation, is running down the field by himself. Tyler Heath hits him on a little jump pass, and the rest is history. He went 70 yards for the score.
That'll do it for the Drake Company's third quarter. Thank you to Drake so very much for being a part of Game Day. We head to quarter number 4. We will be right back here on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
Back here on Game Day, the Paris Wildcats taking over on offense and following a couple of runs. 5-yard gain from Floyd and a 7-yard pickup from Giovanni Dawson. They have 1st and 10 with the ball touching the 20-yard line. It'll be Dawson the back in the backfield with Jamarius Shelton in at quarterback. Shelton takes it himself, and he'll be brought down in the backfield.
Isaac Foy on the sack.
That's Isaac Foy who makes the tackle, and Foy's a good player. Yeah, I know that they have a lot of problems on defense, but talking to the coaches for Paris prior to the game, and, you know, hey, we feel good about this one. We know that we can go in there and control this game. 0 is a little bit of a problem. Foy's a good player. And so that's kind of the description I got from the coaches as Shelton hands off to Dawson, and he'll be stopped for no gain. And I tell you what, here in Nevada at Community High School, they are not short on enthusiasm.
This crowd is not the least bit deflated at present, down 38 in the fourth quarter.
When Bessa scored that touchdown, you would have thought they took a lead in a state championship, man. So kudos to them. And here on third down, they wrap up Shelton and pull him back for a big loss. Let's see. Ball's going to be at the 26.
26
Okay.
is the new spot. From there.
Oh, I'm kind of curious what James Mitchell's range is. 26. You're looking at a 44-yarder right here. But they're going to line up to go for it. Here's the snap. And Shelton rolling out to his left, and he'll take off and will be brought down at the 20 by the aforementioned Foy. And Community will take over on downs.
On the tackle. Turnover on downs.
I'll tell you, the philosophy of a running clock is interesting, because when Paris, you know, when they're moving and rolling and doing things, you know, they got it rolling. Community takes over on downs. It's like, stop the clock. Stop it for a bit, you know. Hand off, and coming up to make the tackle, strong tackle. Amaj Washington making the play, junior. Second down and 6. Out of the gun, they will hand off straight to the right side. Washington comes up and makes another strong tackle. Third down and 1 coming up, and I'll tell you what, back-to-back tackles like that, that's the kind of stuff that makes you go, man, you find a spot for this kid. Get in, you know, get some more run on D. Community looking to avoid fourth down. Allred out of the gun. He'll hand off. They pick it up, and ball comes out, but jumping on it. And making the stop on the play that time was Juarez.
From there, 1st and 10 Community. If you are a student that requires a ride home from your parents, it might be a good time.
So for your Lamar County playoff implications, we've talked about this one, solidified, playing Dallas Lincoln next week. Details still to come out. We'll have those for you tomorrow on Paris Game Day. Just check out the page. However, big implications out in Harmony, where Prairie Land trails 16-10 late in the third quarter. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And hopefully we'll have a couple of representatives in the postseason from Lamar County. Meanwhile, Community setting up 1st and 10. Snap, hand off. And coming up, making a strong tackle. You know, we've talked about Keyston Wallace and, you know, getting a lot of run with the ones earlier tonight with Paris having a little different plan for Chris Garcia in this game. Second down, snap back, pitch coming right side, picking his way through. Juarez in on that tackle again. A helmet comes off. I think that was his. So he'll have to come out for a play. As we are near wrapping this one up, about 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. In our fourth quarter sponsor, Roadrunner Service and Tire, Mike Davidson, one of the biggest supporters of Lamar County sports. Thank you so much for being a part of Game Day. All red. They pass it off, coming right side and out of bounds. Picked up about half of what was needed, and they say keep the clock running. Now under 6 minutes to go here tonight. 52-14, the Paris Wildcats put up 45 in the first half against Community. And I am excited to see these Paris Wildcats back in the playoffs, back in the postseason, as Paris calls a timeout trying to get situated personnel-wise. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance, local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Out of the timeout. Second down for Community. Allred out of the gun, single back to his left, and ball on the ground chasing. Allred scoops it up and wisely throws it away. And they do keep the clock running here in a 52-14 game. As the community band ends with a little sports center for you. Around the right side, giving chase is Paris, and that'll be a first down for Community.
Wilson on the carry.
Taken out of bounds by a number of Wildcats, including Harrison and Newberry.
Henry on the stop. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line. First and 10, Community.
And now the Braves lining up out of the gun. Single receiver at the bottom of your screen. They'll hand off. And finding running room as Harrison will bring the ball carrier down inside the red zone. You know, obviously this game all but wrapped up here tonight. Getting some run for some Paris Wildcat players that, you know, maybe you can develop some depth. You're looking at not just this year, but a lot of these are underclassmen. As they hand off right side, not a whole lot there. Picks up maybe 3.
It's like you mentioned earlier, you know, Paris is going to graduate a fair bit of talent, but also, you know, a lot of stars on this team coming up from those lower classes. and you keep your star quarterback next year, his senior season left to go.
They feel like they've still got plenty of work to do. And this ball once again on the ground, but takes a basketball bounce. And I think they blew this dead. Ah, okay. That is the first time that I've ever seen a pop pass go incomplete. And it's the correct call.
Yep.
You know, you think handoff, right? But a handoff, it has to be literal, right? It has to be handing the ball. If it leaves your hands and there's air in between it, it's a pass.
I don't want to say he didn't make a football move, but juggles it for a good 10 yards.
Little mercy whistle, perhaps. And now we're going to have the 2-minute timeout, which no matter the running clock or not, you got to take now. So we will step aside. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
Out of the timeout, it'll be 4th down for Community. And, you know, obviously this one is pretty much in the books. And for Paris, you get a stop here. You know, you just take a couple of knees and let's head back to Lamar County. Allred out of the gun, takes the snap. There's the pop, and they'll go in for the touchdown. And the extra point still to come. So Community getting set. Low snap, well handled. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide. 52-20. Paris taking the kickoff when we come back here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And back here on Paris Game Day as Paris going to take the kickoff and kneel it out is what I would assume will be the case. Now, we also had the wild, quote-unquote, onside kick from earlier. And I would dare say it's time to find out if it was real or if it was an accident.
Yeah, because you got to think they would try the same thing again if it's replicable.
And so Community, they kick it deep. And it skips into the end zone. So a touchback. And Paris will bring it out. There is 1 minute and 51 seconds remaining in this ball game. And Community has 2 timeouts. You're not using those. Like we said, we figure Paris will take a couple of knees and we'll head home. Wildcats come out in their huddle. Shelton in at quarterback. You know, they're going to throw out to the right side, and there's Michael Cobb. So they get a rep for a young player. Now 2nd down and 2. Shelton, one more time out to Cobb, skips in the dirt. And a flag comes out. Let's see what this is all about. This is after the flag. This will be a dead ball foul. Dead ball, personal foul against Community.
All right, seniors, gather all your stuff and let's make your way to the track, please.
That's interesting because, you know, instead of 3rd down, and, you know, the game's over regardless, but nonetheless, they were clearly trying to get some reps for some kids, and now Paris might kneel it out depending on how you feel about it. Nope, they're going to go to the air again to Cobb. And kids on the sideline are pumped for Michael Cobb getting a catch, getting a 1st down. And you want some irony? Remember how we ended the 1st quarter with the clock situation? We have literally the exact same scenario with Shelton running for close to a 1st down. But there was 1 second between the play clock and the game clock.
Like, oh, we'll just let it go. It's fine.
Yeah. That'll do it for tonight's game. The Paris Wildcats a winner 52-20 over Community. And guys, we will get you all those details for the Paris versus Dallas Lincoln bi-district playoff matchup. Be sure that you keep an eye on the Paris Game Day Facebook page. For Evan Brazil doing the color commentary for us this year. Thank you so much, Evan, for everything that you've done. Reed Preston, our producer, camera work done by Todd Coleman, also Ava Langley and Brittany Young. Thank you guys so very much. I'm Stephen Johnston, and you've been watching Paris Wild.